Welcome back, guys. GhettoRig episode number 214. There's been some mix up. I'm to blame for this shit. I thought that Eddie's going on vacation this week, but it's actually the next week on Thursday. So we're not gonna have episode next week on Thursday, not this week. So this is why we're late. Today, legitimately my fault. We didn't have any tech issues or anything like that. So again, your boy right here fucked up, but
You're
we're
right
back.
on time. What are you talking about?
Yeah, yeah. I guess I
We're
guess
right
we're
on
right
time.
on time. Yeah. But anyway, quick word about our sponsors: UFC Gym Largo in St. Petersburg, Vitality 1 and 2. Check them out on Instagram. Visit them. They're doing big things. Matt was full today. If you're all about jiu-jitsu, it was a good day today. Other than that, yeah, let's dive right into it.
You went to jiu-jitsu today?
Yeah, I did.
That's why it was a good day?
No, good day in a sense that there are a lot of people on the mat, so we're able to.
You got more people to bully?
No, I don't. You know me. I don't usually bully people. Like there. So here's how I go about it. There's sometimes you get some wrestler kids that they want to go, right. Like you can't just lay there and not, because they want to go, right. So you kind of have to give them a little bit of force. You do need to submit them here and there because they don't feel like they got anything done. You know what I mean? Otherwise,
You
it's
gotta
just
make them sweat.
you got to make them sweat. Yeah. So anytime there's somebody like that, I'll go at it. Anytime somebody's like for example, there was this 15-year-old kid with his sister, and of course I didn't do anything. It was the first
Fucked
time.
his sister up. Huh?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fucked up,
Wrist locks every 5 seconds. So with that being said, it just depends.
If you electric chair a girl, is that just called the coochie tear?
I mean, now can you electric chair a girl? Because if there's a coochie, it opens even wider. You know what I'm saying? So can
That
you
is
really?
true. A lot of
I
girls
mean, I
can
guess-
like do splits.
Electric
So-
chair. I guess you could just name it into something else. Could we call it the Marianas Trench?
That's a good one.
Now you can call Trixie at the club Mariana's Trench. That would work. You know what
Then
I'm
you
saying?
put her in an electric chair. What is it called then?
Oof, that one is called
Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon or Pacific Ocean. I don't know, something. You know what I mean? The whole Pacific
The
Ocean.
black hole.
Yeah, that's where things go to die and disappear forever and ever and ever.
You guys fuck with mythology?
The what?
Fuck with mythology? Like,
Yeah.
I like
just
storytelling.
Yeah, the story.
I like
about it.
storytelling.
Obviously, it's not real.
Right.
But
I love storytelling. I mean, that from the ground up. Like for example,
What's up, Joe?
Percy.
where were
Percy
you?
And the
Where were you
Percy
today?
And the Olympians,
The
whatever. That
oh,
movie
dude,
and stuff
I
like
love the
that.
books growing up.
That actually got me to read that book.
Yeah.
I read that book.
I can't say I read like all of them, but I do remember at least opening up the books a couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I read the first two, maybe even the third one.
Hercules is a good one.
Hercules.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Homer's Odyssey is really, really good. If you read.
Homer's Odyssey.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
It's
ain't
not
reading that
really
anymore.
fucking
Yeah,
long.
that's. You know what I mean? Like the.
Is it those books they're translated,
Mm-hmm.
but is the language a little bit easier to read?
Well, I mean, they're translated to modern language, right? So it's easy to read. I mean, it's not that, just kind of like reading the Shakespeare, right?
So yes, so they do have that
Okay.
that dialection.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And
Jose, I heard that. He said, "Don't talk about my girl Trixie like that, bro."
so like the original mythology from like the Greeks, bro, them motherfuckers were beasts. You know what I mean? Like the versions that we're getting right now, it's more watered down. Like even the Perseus Jackson and all that stuff, it's been written after. Like I don't think Perseus was back in the day. Like Icarus and the Zeus
Yeah, he's
and
the
all that
son
stuff.
of he's the son of Poseidon.
Yeah, it's son of the Poseidon, but I don't know if they had anything about Perseus back in the day, the Greeks, like where the mythology came from, right? Like the whole Olympus mountain and all the Greek gods and everything.
I don't know. I think that story goes back pretty far.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I never read about Percy, but
It does incorporate a lot of the gods, but I think it is mostly fictional. It's
yeah. So the god
based on
stories
real
usually
stuff.
like Achilles, for example. Like this was this warrior. The only way you could kill him is by getting him on his Achilles tendon. That's what the Achilles tendon is named after that. Like what it is just it's Achilles' story, but they involve the gods in there, right? Like that's how the gods are, right? Like so there's not like there are books about the gods themselves, how they came from the what do you call them? Anyway,
world.
they're got the they won against their parents, right? That's how they took over
Demigods?
demigod. No, demigods are what Hercules is a demigod, but
Demigods are the ones that are half human.
half human, half god, right? But the Zeus and Hera and all of those are
They're just
children
the
of
children of
Titans.
Titans. There we go. There we go.
Mhm.
Yeah, so they won against the Titans, right? So
Yes. What was that? That was another movie too that they did. Who was the main?
God of War goes into it. The game.
Yeah,
The game goes into it a lot.
yeah.
Um,
Ragnarok is like an actual story of that shit going down.
and then the movie. You're talking about a movie made?
Battle of Titans, I think is what it's called. Something like that.
Clash of Titans.
Clash of Titans. Something along these lines. Yeah, that's it right
That's
there.
Clash of Titans. That's
What was the name of this guy?
yeah. So
This
he's also a
Perseus?
demigod.
Yeah, so this was another story around Perseus,
Perseus.
and like Medusa and had all that
Mhm.
shit.
Hmm. But like in a whole story, like everyone kind of kills Medusa little by little, right? Like Hercules has killed Medusa, Perseus has killed Medusa.
Everyone
And
kills Medusa.
Everyone kind of kills Medusa, right?
Well, there's multiple. There's
Medusa
sisters.
herself is a demigod. She's not a
Yes.
god.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, like Minotaur is also a demigod. You know.
So there's a couple.
I hate it. I hate it
Medusas.
when in movies they perceive Medusa to be like this fine ass girl, and then she turns into the thing with snakes. Like, damn.
Yeah. Fucked it up. But
What were
But
you gonna
much-
say, Mickey?
There's more than one Medusa. There's three.
There's three.
There's three sisters.
Well, wasn't the story that that happened because she fucked some dude that wasn't hers? I thought that was the story. Why
the
she,
whole idea,
because she was like the prettiest, right? Apparently, and then she fucked someone's man, and that other god damned her to have that like hair where she can't
Yeah.
look at anyone basically.
so the all those demigods, like the whole mythology is like these demigods fighting against demigods. They're not really fucking with the gods. Gods are just kind of like
No, that's the
puppeteering in the background.
that's the story of like Percy and the Olympians is him kind of not fighting them, but in a sense.
Yeah.
And yeah, he is fighting other demigods as well. Like that's actually the main villain in the first movie is another demigod that's trying to like kill all like the little camp that they have of demigods.
You know where they brought that in? Is during Chris Pratt movie, the Avengers movie. Not Avengers movie, but the Marvel movie with Chris Pratt.
The first one I can think of original is Fantastic Four. Chris Pratt did. Remember when
No,
he
no,
was,
no, 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 no,
he
no.
was
The
Flame
one,
on River?
the protectors of galaxy, the
Guard-
the
oh.
Guardians of Galaxy.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
they brought in the whole Mount Olympus and the Zeus into that. You know, was
No,
no.
yeah, right. Because of Thor.
Because of Thor.
All of that is included because
Mhm.
of Thor in reality.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they brought all that shit in there. So it's kind of cool how they like weave that into the mythology. You know, because mythology is all about like a character. Like this is a quintessential story of any kind of story, right? There's usually a dude that's like a loser at first, but then he goes through trials and tribulations, becomes this hero that fucks everybody up.
I feel like the real reason you have all that shit is where it stems from is the same way they had like gods on other parts of the world. You had the sun god, you had the god of the sea, you had the god of everything.
Yeah.
The god of love, and that's literally mythology, right?
Yeah.
Poseidon, the god of sea. Thor, the god of lightning.
Yeah.
like all these
They
things.
couldn't explain these things, so it must be God that's doing it.
Exact, or there must be a god behind it.
Yeah.
You know, because some of these what is it called?
Polytheistic,
Polytheistic versus
monotheistic.
right. So you have those different kinds of thinking.
Mhm. Well, why did you bring that up, Miggy?
I don't
We
know.
went
Just
into a
curious.
tangent.
It created a good conversation though.
I'm just curious. I like mythology.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool. Like
interesting.
my favorite is like actually what happened. Like you know, like the Spartans, right? Things like that, where these are like I don't know how much of it is true within a history and how much
But
of
like
it
the
is made up.
300 story kind
Like
of
the
thing.
300 story, where like these are humans
Yeah.
that are going against this thing that's considered to be a god, but they're
I like
really
the
not a
one.
god.
Have you seen the movie that Keanu Reeves is part? Is 47 Ronin.
Yes,
That's a good
one.
story.
That's a good one.
That's a very good story.
Mm-hmm.
Because like when you start to understand how like samurais and stuff worked back in the day, like if you didn't have a master, you weren't a samurai.
Yeah.
You were what is it called again? A Ronin.
Ronin.
Ronin, right? That's why the movie's called 47 Ronin, because their master gets killed.
But that movie, I think, was a remake of an old school movie that was called Seven Ronin.
No, 47 Ronin is an actual story.
Is there? Okay.
Yeah, it's like an old, just like the 300 Spartan story.
Mm.
That's kind of what 47 Ronin stems from, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So most of this is all about like trials and tribulations of a man going through it, and I think like when they try to switch that towards women, it just doesn't work the same way.
Well, I think you don't see it that way because you're not a woman.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but nothing, Jay. You don't look at it because you're not a woman. You don't understand how a woman goes through life.
correct. A woman doesn't go through life like that.
Well, it's a movie.
No woman's life is like that. They go through trials and tribulations to become somebody. Their trials and tribulations are something completely different. But
Well,
this is
don't say they don't go through them.
no. They go through trials and tribulations, but their own trials and tribulations.
Yeah.
My point here is that we take everything that's like almost like a male space and we try to convert it into women's
Yeah, well,
space
most-
to say that there's equality.
Most men, like you see in movies, don't become CIA agents and do like we all have our own trials and tribulations, even based on the three of us in this room. You know, everyone walks through life through their eyes.
No, I get it. I get
And it's
what
all
you're saying.
different.
I get what you're saying.
So like I understand what you're saying, right? Like okay, like you see these movies of women going in like action movies and stuff like this. What you're saying,
Yeah.
right? Okay, I get that. Yeah, that's not like really what's happening. I mean, most people in the CIA and FBI and doing all these crazy shits and in the military are men,
yeah,
right? But it doesn't mean there aren't women.
there never really any women.
So you're telling
Like
me
in a
that the
history-
CIA, the FBI, and all in the military don't utilize women as spies and stuff like,
Like for
that?
example,
Come on, Jay.
for example,
on.
like even in our military, they take women in, but women don't go into active combat. Now, do they accidentally get involved with like shootings? Yes, but they're not in active combat.
What do you mean?
That's what I'm saying. There is not a
They
single
they
woman-
never send women to active combat.
No, they never send women to active combat. The reason they don't never send women in active combat, number one, if there's a guy next to her and gets shot, first of all, she's not going to be able to carry him. Next is what's going to happen if they capture her, they're going to end up raping her and things like that and send that over to this side, which is demoralizing. That's why they don't like to send women into active combat.
Okay.
Yeah, women don't usually go into active combat. Now, do they fall into an area where there's a shootout and they have to shoot back? Yes, but it's usually a very it's like there will be a convoy that they're going somewhere. They know it's pretty safe, but then it ends up being not safe. But that's not like an active battle zone that they'll send a woman to. It's usually men that are
like a
sent
pretty
to.
active battle zone if you're getting shot at in your convoy.
Well, no, yes, but there's a convoy. The reason the convoy will go through that area is because they think it's pretty safe to go through that area. Otherwise, the convoy would not go through there. They would send teams out to clean the area, and then convoys can pass.
I don't know. I find it hard to believe that you're saying like there's not a single
Into
woman
active combat zone?
no. Let me finish
Uh-huh.
talking. Let me spit it out. As a spy or whatever you want to call it, secret agent or bullshit like
No,
that.
there are those, but those women are usually sent as honey traps, which means they'll go in to convince a dude that they want to sleep with them, but then they end up like luring them in somewhere, and then they end up capturing them.
Regardless of what they're
or-
doing, they're there doing it.
Yeah, but they're not in an active combat zone, meaning they're not involved in an
What he's
active
referring to as a honeypot is a CIA term for undercover.
undercover woman. Correct, is a honeypot.
Yeah, anyone like I'm saying like a spy or agent or whatever the fuck it is gonna be more than likely undercover. That's the whole point of it.
Yes, but then the dudes will get involved in an actual physical shootout and a combat, where women not so much. Do they train them to be involved in that? Yes. But do they send them there in the front line? No.
Okay, and do we see movies of women on front lines in
Yes.
military? In
Yes.
the military, what
Yes,
movie is this?
We do. The last movie that was on there was the Civil War, and there are a lot of women characters that were in the front line shooting back, which would
Civil
never
War.
happen.
Oh, that's that. The movie of like, what is it again? Why are they turning on each other? What is it? And it's like this weird coup that happened
Yes.
over time.
So
kind of
there's
thing.
both sides kind of split up in the United States. There's a civil war, and then they're going after the president. And
That
then-
happened. That movie came out recently, right?
Yes, that's a new movie. Yeah. Now, like G.I. Jane is a completely fictional story.
Yeah, and so is GI Joe, isn't it?
No, G.I. Jane is a story about this woman that joins the Navy SEALs and she becomes a Navy SEAL. Not a single woman has ever become a Navy SEAL.
Yeah, I know that.
And but they glorified her as becoming a Navy SEAL.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
But
a
this
movie.
would never happen, because no woman no, women have tried. None of them made it. None of them. You know what I mean? It just doesn't happen. Like you can see more of those movies coming up. Has become a Navy SEAL. No woman. It's just they can't go through it. It's just, let alone most men cannot go through it, let alone a woman. Like, just there's not enough. Like, majority of these guys are like shooting up testosterone. They're on all kinds of fucking steroids just to recover from the toll that the body takes, right? So.
In other news, Ankalaev breaks Ramadan.
Yeah, that was kind of funny because I guess
Surprised
Pereira,
he put it out there.
well, Pereira put it out there. He found this and put it out there.
No, Ankalaev came out and let go of his own tweet about it.
Yes, because Pereira tweeted at him. And then he had to come back and say, yeah, I was allowed to because I'm traveling.
Is that what he said? He said he was doing it because without that, he wouldn't be able to make the weight cut.
His tweet that I saw is, I was allowed because of travel. There was Pereira's tweet, Ankalaev is not he's not doing Ramadan, so he cannot be an excuse anymore.
There's a whole video that ESPN put out about him where he openly talks about it, how he's breaking the fast during Ramadan. He did the first week, but he's not going to be able to do
the week before the fight.
Yeah, because he needs to make sure he's hydrated for the fight.
Yeah.
To be able to cut the weight.
Yeah.
Because you have to water load, essentially.
But he wasn't forced. He wasn't, like, told by anybody.
No, because Bilal, he fucking went through Ramadan and won the belt. He would wake up before sunrise to train.
Scroll down, maybe.
So he doesn't have to train afterwards. And then he would train again, eat again, and train again at night.
Keep going. See if they like have the shots, the screenshots of maybe the tweets of them going back and forth or anything like that.
Just go to Ankalaev and Pereira tweets about Ramadan. Yeah. So go to images, maybe it'll pull up. Yeah, images. There you go. So click on some of them. So anyway, so there was some blasting going back and forth. But anyway, so Pereira's thing was like, now you cannot use that as an excuse why you lost.
Since you are so confident you will win $200,000 to the winner's charity of choice, win or lose, this will help those in need. Pereira treated that. Yeah,
Pereira did that. He came out and said that too in an Instagram post too.
Yeah, this is his ex.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's been a little bit of controversy with that, but nothing crazy. Oh, apparently Ukraine signed a deal with the United States. I think so. Well, at least that's what Trump said. So during his press conference, during the address. So I don't know how that went.
Yeah, I don't see Alex tweeting anything about his weight cut or anything like that. Or
no. I think he just tweeted he broke Ramadan.
I don't see anything about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I went all the way back to Christmas.
What does it say?
He doesn't have anything on his page about Ankalaev.
What does this say?
Ukraine willing to sign minerals deal days after Trump-Zelensky agreement fell apart.
Yeah, because he pulled the help, right? So, and he signed it.
They don't really want to do anything unless they do a ceasefire. I watched a interview of J.D. Vance afterwards, and he was talking about how it was disrespectful, just the same bullshit. How it was disrespectful of him to come in to talk bad about Trump and all that bullshit that he was spewing.
Yeah. Well, there's a whole thing running right now through internet, especially in other countries. They're saying that the men showed up without a suit and suit showed up without a man type of deal. You know what I mean? A lot of people... I think this is what's happening. There's like a lot of Trump derangement syndrome going on. A lot. There's also other people on the sidelines. They're sitting there and saying, okay, well, I don't agree with everything that he's doing. and there's people that are sitting there and saying I love no matter what he does, right? Like there's no consensus of what's going on exactly, right? Just got back from the
JD
presser.
did spit
He
some
got booed
facts
bad.
when he said that uh, Biden was really just giving them aid. There was no real strategy to it behind it all. It was just give them aid until they couldn't anymore.
What do you mean?
He's
Say it
saying
again.
that Trump actually has a plan. There's a strategy to this. You know,
Well,
he's gonna give aid, but he wants them to get a ceasefire going. He doesn't.
Well, it's not the
He
ceasefire.
doesn't want to keep going and paying for the war.
I don't think it's a ceasefire. I don't think he gives a fuck about the ceasefire. What he cares about is the minerals, right? How we're gonna go in and
again, that's only to offset the fact that they've also given what $300 billion.
yeah, that's fine. But we're part of NATO, and as NATO, we send money, right? Like that's the whole idea of NATO. If we
Yeah,
want
but
NATO to bring them in,
But it's NATO, not U.S. The U.S. is giving the
Correct.
70% of the fucking money.
correct. 'Cause but that's what U.S. has been doing for ages.
Yeah, but we don't want that anymore. That's what
Correct.
JD's saying.
Correct. No, I agree with what you're saying, but the whole idea with this is they need the ceasefire so we can go out there and mine the resources. That's what we need the ceasefire. Otherwise, we could continue.
Get the money that we need and get the fuck out of there.
That's pretty much it. It's just a simple exploitation of another country, right? Like that's what the bottom line is. But the problem is for Zelensky, whether like if you want to continue to keep at least some of your Ukraine, then you need to take this deal, right? Or your fuck shit neighbor will take the entire country, and now you have no country, right? So someone is
Russia doesn't care to just throw bodies at this. Like
yeah, no, they
they're
don't give a
known
shit.
For this.
Yeah.
It's not something that is new to them.
Well, that's their strategy, right? Their strategy is this is how their strategy is. They'll go in, and if you can't bulldoze over, they'll step back and wait, and then they'll starve you, and then they'll run your money down. They don't. I mean, they do take some losses, but their strategy is completely different. They've been doing this shit since fucking eons ago, and everybody knows how Russia fights, right? But yet, so the bottom line here is someone is going to get those resources. Who do you want to get those resources? America or Russia? That's the bottom line.
That is true.
Like I hate to say it, no matter how crude that sounds, but that's the bottom line. Someone is going to get those resources. Who do you want it to be? Who do you want to be your daddy, basically?
They really have no fucking choice.
They don't.
They really have no fucking
They never did. The minute they said the whole idea is Ukraine is gonna demilitarize, basically give up their warheads, because Ukraine was the second country after Russia that had the most warheads. So first was United States, then Russia, then Ukraine, and they pretty much demilitarized everything. But what happened? Majority of that fucking weaponry got fucking sold on a black market. Oligarchs made a bunch of money. It was the same Russian oligarchs that did that, right? So, the third largest nuclear power in the world, and all about 1/3 of the former Soviet nuclear weapons. Yeah, so that's when it fell apart, right? 91. That was kind of like the end of Soviet Union. So, after they gave away their nukes, that was the game over, right?
I wonder how much money worldwide has been poured into nuclear
a lot
weapon
lot.
development and
so
production.
much money that's not even like put out there that there's research that they're doing that is not put out. Of course.
You know, my whole thing is like, I'm thinking in my head, like how much money has been spent on this and on a weapon that everyone hopes we never have to ever use again.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we used it twice, and that's been it, right? I mean, we haven't used it besides.
We'll use it twice, and then on a small scale.
Yeah.
Like what we're talking about, that you can destroy the world over. Like when this was at the height of the Cold War, they could destroy the planet like over and over again. That's how many nukes they all had.
You guys know about Bob Lazar?
I've heard of the name. Oh yeah, this is the guy that's apparently like deep into like the
Aliens and
alien stuff,
Didn't
and he
he
used
get
to work
he
for.
got kidnapped or whatever? He said.
He worked. At
He worked
Area
at-
51.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, he
on
worked
the
there.
Gravity reactors, or whatever, gravity amplifiers in the reactors, and apparently he saw, like basically a disc just like this, fly. And he has a crazy story.
The idea that he's still alive, right, with all this top secret information, and he's talking about it. The idea that he's still alive, I don't believe him.
Well, he had to go public about it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The minute he went public, he would have been silenced. very
He
quickly.
had to go public about it because I think they had already threatened his life.
I don't know, man. If he's still alive, that just tells me that most of what he says is probably horseshit.
Or he got enough eyes on him before they could get to him, and now they can't do anything about it.
Yeah, but he went live like in fucking when the internet wasn't that big of a thing yet. You know what I mean? So just the local newspapers, you know what I'm saying? Like they just wouldn't have gone anywhere with that. So
30 years ago, on May 15th, newscast aired a live interview with an anonymous man who made some extraordinary claims. Bob Lazar, who's being called Dennis at the time to protect his identity, alleged that U.S. military was secretly studying alien technology out in the Nevada desert near a base that is not now well known all over the world as Area 51.
yeah, he would have disappeared. He would have disappeared right then.
That started a whole new conversation that claims sound like Hollywood sci-fi. Months later, when his identity was revealed, Bob Lazar said he worked at a secret facility near Groom Lake where alien technology was being reverse engineered, meaning taken apart to figure out how it worked and where the Pentagon could duplicate it. The premise seems less absurd now. In a new documentary about Lazar, he describes in detail the spacecraft he worked on 30 years ago. The craft that I worked on, that's when it's going to travel a long distance. That is how it operates. It puts its belly to the target and then brings all of the amplifiers to power. And it shoots off in that direction. It doesn't fly as it would in a science fiction movie. It flies with the belly, the bottom forward.
Yeah, so if that's the case, and if you worked for it, right, why can't you replicate it, right? Like, this is the question, right? Why can't you replicate that shit?
Do you think that if they gave... when was the first computer invented?
First commercial?
50s,
First
1950s,
computer ever.
1950s. 50s.
54, I think.
50,
first
yeah.
computer.
Is it a TV or computer? I don't remember exactly, but I think it was the 50s. No, not this one.
ENIAC, 1945.
Yeah.
It filled the room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like say something like a computer, right? You think that if you gave them your iPhone back then, they would be able to reverse engineer it? Hell no. Hell no.
They'd be like, "What the?"
No, I understand.
Yeah.
I understand.
Or even as something as simple as something that hasn't changed much since we started making them, motors.
I watched the Joe Rogan.
You think if
interview
you
with
gave one of the guys from back in 1920 one of the basic 4-cylinder motors we have now, they could reverse engineer it? Hell no.
Yeah, they
one of
would.
those ships could
No,
go transparent,
hell
dude.
no. Fuck no, they would not.
You
What are you
heard?
talking about, Jay? The precision and engineering that we have now is nowhere near match what we had in 1920.
But at least you would have something similar to it. Like, not to the extent that
yeah, we have something similar to that. It's called planes.
Nah, we
They
don't.
fly.
What he's talking about, we don't. We don't have anything similar to that.
Yeah, they fly.
Yeah. What would you
Helicopters?
say? But we
I
had those for ages, so. What is it?
forgot. But it'd be pretty cool. You just can't. It's very difficult. I mean, it's something completely unknown, and apparently there was a part of the ship that went transparent, like basically camouflage.
Nah, I don't believe any of this shit, bro. I really don't believe any of this.
Apparently the guy has a pretty good story. He hasn't changed it in 30 years.
Yeah, there's a lot of good storytellers. We just talked about mythology. Homer was a great storyteller. Them motherfuckers believed that Zeus existed, and this motherfucker wrote stories about it. We know now that Zeus don't exist. Look at all the people that wrote the fucking Bible, put it together. Those are great storytellers. To this day, everybody believes that. You know what I mean? It's like, come on. Bob Lazar is just fucking talking shit at this point. But what's his name?
I like when people say, like, or I make the comparison of, like, what if someone today came and was like, I am the Son of God, and did all the same things Jesus said? Well, is he going to rise from the dead? I said, I've seen David Blaine do some crazy shit.
Yeah. They would never accept that.
No,
you know that?
no.
That would be just shut down very, very quickly. They would be called a fucking heretic and hung in front of everyone. Oh, so Trump came out and he said that he's going to sign a deal if you shoot at a cop and you kill a cop, immediate death penalty without any questions.
I was actually just thinking about this the other day because I was watching this show and this guy killed a cop, and it came across my brain, and I'm in my head I really don't understand why is it that they are so much more brutal on cop killers versus murdering a normal person. You still killed someone.
Yeah, I'll tell you why. So
To me, to me, it's I think it's unfair to the normal people
so
how like resilient they are on cop killers. They don't show that same attitude towards a normal
yeah,
person.
and I'll address that in a minute. But Joe said Elvis is still alive too. Saw him at Mons Venus in Tampa. He was eating a pub sub next to Snoop Dogg. So, Elvis is alive.
Tupac
Now,
was there too.
Tupac. I don't know, Joe. Was Tupac there or no? But the reason they're so adamant about cops because cops are the ones that uphold the law.
I
Meaning
get that.
But this is the thing: if they make if they make that less stringent or bring something up to that level, then that becomes by default less stringent. People are not gonna have respect for the law, right? That's the idea of this: is to uphold the respect for the law, like simple as that.
I still don't understand it. I mean,
Because if that's going directly against authority, that's promoting anarchy, and you don't want that.
to me, that just makes it sound like they're more okay with killing a normal person than getting a cop killed.
They're not okay with killing any other person.
I get it,
What
but
they're not even okay with is if the person that's in charge of enforcing the law gets killed.
Okay, I get that.
Mhm.
But to me, it just diminishes the care and attention put towards the normal people. This guy chose to become a cop. Chose to go and protect the people.
Well, that's not the case
knowing
anymore.
the risk.
That's not the case anymore. People don't want to become cops.
Well, I know someone.
Yeah, but that's
I actually know multiple people that want to be cops.
yeah, but there's less recruitment right now.
Yeah, I
There's a
get what you're saying. Less
big
people
problem
want to
right
become
now.
cops, right? But
And due to the laws, And there's another one. I don't know. This is a controversial one. They're talking about people want Trump to pardon the guy that killed George Floyd.
I heard that. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, because they're saying apparently there's stuff that came out is
Afterwards, that he
that
died
he did of overdose. So if that's the case, should he be in a jail for killing George Floyd?
From what I saw, right? Remember, we actually broke this down one day on the pod, right? And I thought we came to the conclusion that the person that said that he died due to overdose wasn't kind of like full into whatever it was going on or something like that. I remember we
that
broke
was
this
then.
down.
That was then, but now they've done more.
How much more fucking autopsies can you do years later? Come on, Jay.
It's not years later. It's like they're finding documents years later that were not brought to light.
Okay.
So I don't know about this, but here's the question. Now, if he killed George Floyd, he should be in jail, point blank, period. There shouldn't be any questions, which he is right now in jail for it. Now, but if he didn't kill George Floyd, should he get pardoned?
No, of course we all we are.
Now, do you think they will take that, even if they know that he didn't kill George Floyd? I don't think that would happen. That would not happen because that would be another BLM riots, and I don't think government wants that.
Yeah.
Even if that's the case, they will sacrifice one person to keep the sanctity, I think, of the country.
Yeah, I don't. I saw that though online. People want George Floyd, the murderer of George Floyd, to be pardoned. I think you guys need to dig a little deeper on that one before.
Yeah, that would never happen. That would never happen. Even if that's to be true, I don't think that would ever happen. There's no way that would happen. There's just too much on the line, and they'll sacrifice one person. If that's the case, they'll sacrifice one person, but to keep the peace going. You know what I mean?
Elvis is still alive too. So I'm at Mon's venues in Tampa. He was eating a public sandwich next to Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, that's why I was asking Joe if Tupac was there. Eddie asked. I don't know, man. So there's a couple of things going on. He addressed, and then the funny part was when he was addressing the Congress, they were split, right, between Democrats and Republicans, like two aisles. Republicans were cheering and clapping. Democrats would not even fucking clap or anything. And what happened? Apparently, some Democrats were there to like boycott and shit. They kicked them out, and the Republicans were gonna sing that song. Na na na, goodbye. Na 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 na. And then they're like, nah, you can't fucking do that shit. You know what I mean?
You know what's one way that I'm thinking now that U.S. could get their way, and it's apparently on the news. If they talk to the opposition of the Ukrainian presidency at the moment and let them know, hey, if you guys get the presidency, let's work something out to do a ceasefire, and it's probably going to be a lot easier to do it with them than with Zelensky.
That's U.S. has been doing that shit for ages through countries, putting their own people there in charge, pushing for their own people. Yeah, so that's been done, and I think that could be because Zelensky was asked about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, presidential elections are coming up. You're in war. What are you going to do? And he gave a very vague answer.
I'll let the Ukrainian people decide.
Yes, Ukrainian people decide. What the fuck does that mean? You know what I mean?
From what I did a little dive now into the George Floyd thing to see if there was anything new coming out. And apparently, from what it looks like, I saw 2 or 3 articles just now that said this, and I actually read one of them to deep dive to what it was. So it looks like Tucker Carlson, he shared a video of someone breaking down a fake autopsy report, saying that he died of kind of something that said natural causes, really. And they were trying to contribute that to the fentanyl. That's not real. Apparently, his original autopsy report has not changed, and it still is due to cardiac
arrest or whatever.
Cardiac asphyxiation or something like that.
Asphyxiation, yeah. But see, that's the thing. If there are documents showing something else and they're not bringing to kind of
well, they're saying they're fake.
Well,
the documents that are coming out saying that otherwise they're saying people are saying they're fake.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. Same thing with the Epstein's list, right? There are documents out there in an FBI possession that never brought to light.
I get that. But you can still go and look at those documents and see what they say at the end of the day. I mean, we saw them, right? There's a bunch of
here's about
but you can go to the site, find the document, and see what it says. And people are saying that the official autopsy report has never changed.
Yeah, well, it cannot change. My point is this: it cannot change. No matter the situation, it cannot change. It has to stay that way. And I'm a full proponent of keeping it that way. Either way, I am okay with them keeping it that way. Do you see what I mean?
What do you mean?
Even if there is something out there that says that that has nothing to do with the guy, I still don't want that to see light of day.
Well, how do you know if it's real or not? And
it doesn't matter whether it's real or not.
All this fake bullshit is always coming out. I mean,
it doesn't matter whether it's real or not.
What are we going to say? It sounds like Trump. Fake news out there right now is insane.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter whether it's real or not. I don't want it to come out.
Why do you say that then? Because it's real and it's causing someone that is in jail that shouldn't be.
Yes, because one life is nothing in comparison to what can aspire from it.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying? There's a bigger thing at play here. The minute, if it's real, if there's if there's proof that it didn't happen, there will be riots on the streets again. There will be multiple people dying and getting injured, multiple businesses getting hurt, billions of dollars spent. I don't want that to happen again. So even if that's the case, I would rather that not come out. Do you see what I mean?
I don't agree.
It's just one life is not worth the other.
I get
even though the Constitution, even the United States thing is it's better to let 100 people go that are guilty than put one person in jail that's not guilty. That's our justice system is. In this case, I think they should.
Is it really though?
Huh?
Is it really though?
What?
Is it really like that?
Well, no, of course it's not, because rich have more money and they have better ways of defending themselves. And poor don't, right?
I think I disagree with you in the sense, Jay, that if you let the truth be known, there's going to be some type of learning that's going to take place. The same way that the whole entire fucking world learned about what COVID is and the bullshit that happened with the government and how they didn't really trust them. The vax.
Well, there's still, even though we learn more about COVID now, there's still liberals out there that wholeheartedly believe that that's all bullshit. And they would be the first ones to go out there and riot. There are literally right now liberals out there that believe that all of the COVID was true and all of this stuff that we're discovering now is complete bullshit and a cover-up.
What is the stuff we're discovering now that's a cover-up? What do you
mean? The whole thing is that, it wasn't as crazy as they made it out to be, right?
Okay.
You didn't need all the 6 feet, this and that, the third, the fourth. And these people are going out there is well, yeah, it's kind of like saying if you didn't take the vaccine, then a lot more people would die. We already know that that's not true. What's his name? Fauci himself like
He admitted.
kind of stepped away. He admitted that shit. So, and they knew this like a month or two into it, but they yet pushed it for another year or two,
And
which
that-
bankrupted businesses.
And what did that cause? Yes.
And they doubled down
did,
on
it
shit.
did cause an uproar in people. People were pissed off. People were angry. People
Yeah.
were mad.
But the
Sure,
point is,
there's people that are getting killed. The fucking CEO himself, the healthcare CEO, that has nothing to do with it. But you know, they're whether it's if it's true, it needs to come out. Just because it's best.
Yeah, but
that's
then-
how you learn. You learn by facts.
but the point is, there are liberals out there currently that believe that these truths and facts are not truths and
then
facts.
There's still people out there that believe that George Floyd died of other causes.
Yes, there are, but they're not rioting. But the other people are. The other side is, and that's what's important.
But you're saying that if truth comes out about George Floyd,
Correct.
you're gonna riot.
Correct.
Well, the truth came out about the COVID, and we're
And what are they gonna riot about? What are they gonna
they
riot
literally
about?
have something in their bodies that they didn't really want.
Correct.
Because it was mandated.
Correct. And what are they gonna riot about? It's too late. It's done.
Exactly. Same thing with George
Yeah,
Floyd.
but the other one is a racial thing. And remember, United States is just one little tiny spark away for having a racial war. It's way different.
Two different topics, but I think they're both very sensitive.
Nah, I don't think. I think the racial is more sensitive.
I agree with Jay.
The
Definitely. more
racial is
sensitive.
more
The
sensitive.
racial is more
in the eyes of the public.
Yes, 100% more sensitive.
Okay.
Even if this was proven 100% with all the proof, people will still go out there and riot on the street because cops are killing black people. I'm just telling you, it would just happen. In a sense, to keep that from not happening, if it wasn't true, I would not want that to come up. Because I'd rather, one person goes to jail and there's not billions and billions of dollars spent, bunch of people fucking losing their lives, getting injured. Like the BLM riots, that white kid, right? That shot that skateboarder dude that was coming after him.
BLM was such bullshit, dude.
What was
Huh?
that guy's name?
That BLM, not the movement
Is he
itself,
still in-
but the BLM people that
Yeah.
ended up buying all those houses with all the money. It's just what
Yeah.
the fuck.
What was that guy's name?
Yeah.
Did he end up getting away with that?
Yes, he got acquitted. Yeah,
Who?
the kid that shot.
He was walking around with the AR trying to
Oh
Yeah.
apparently help initiate peace.
Yeah, he went there to initiate peace, whatever, but then he got attacked and he shot back. Now, that was the whole thing. You shouldn't be fucking attacking somebody with a goddamn skateboard that has a gun.
That's what's his name.
Huh?
Rittenhouse.
Rittenhouse. Yeah, you shouldn't be.
Kyle.
Yeah, like, because the vigilantes came out, right? And there was this new thing now. YouTube, remember how there
That
were.
is some vigilante shit.
That is vigilante shit. They were both vigilantes. He was being a vigilante with his AR, and the other dude with the skateboard is being a vigilante as well. They were both being vigilantes. And one vigilante.
One of them
shot
was like protesting in a bad way, I think.
Yeah, well, both were protesting in a bad way.
I think because in one way you have to look at it like, okay, we're going out there to protest because we don't believe this is right.
Correct.
Right? And then on the other hand, Kyle went out there because he's like, oh, we see all these people breaking the law. I want to go in.
Yeah.
And
then the
enforce
other
the
one
law.
decided, I will show you. Here's my skateboard to your head.
No.
You know what I mean?
Don't bring a
I
knife to a
will show
gunfight.
you.
That's exactly what I'm saying. And now,
I also, my thing too is like, did they look into more of like questioning him why go out there with an AR-15? What do you think you were gonna happen? What do you think was gonna happen?
he wasn't thinking.
Clearly not.
Just like the other kid wasn't thinking with a skateboard. Neither one of them was thinking.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? Like, you went through with that way more. You actually did have to think about that in the sense where you got your shit ready, your AR at home, and went out with the intention of providing peace. And if anything happened, I'm going to start shooting.
If something happened, I'm going to start shooting. No, I agree with you, but nothing happened. The only thing that happened, his life got threatened and he shot. That's the bottom line. Like, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, he got attacked.
There's
and
so
he
many
was-
what ifs to this situation.
Yeah.
It's
But
not a good thing
I
to
think he
break
was
down.
able to carry that weapon, right? In that state, he was okay to carry the weapon. There
I
was
don't
no.
think- was he not? I thought he wasn't even 18 yet or something like that.
I don't know, but it is what it is.
When
But
he shot-
he's
when
still
he-
gonna get something for carrying the weapon, but he's not gonna go in for the fucking murder. Yeah. So, but another thing is, you know how YouTube got popular with Vitaly and everything, chasing the PDF files, catching them and stuff.
Oh, the pedos, yeah.
Yeah. that shit got taken down. So YouTube is now against vigilante shit. So all those things are getting taken down.
There are a bunch of groups that are doing that now, though, and it's across
Yeah.
like Facebook and everything.
Yep.
So, this may make me sound like a pansy, but you know how we have the whole thing, no cruel and unusual punishment?
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree that we shouldn't be fucking beating people up.
Because I saw
Or,
one that somebody
you know,
threw a
torturing.
whole fucking pumpkin at somebody's head.
Bro, and,
And
he
knocked their ass
smashed,
out.
and then he smashed his forehead into the fucking concrete.
Yeah.
I seen that shit.
Yeah.
I'm seeing that, and I'm like, okay, do I think these pedophiles need to be prosecuted to the full extent of the law? 100%. And these people need to be in jail. And these people need to fucking get mental help.
It's not mental. Mental help is not going to help. It's just there's something broken within their genetic makeup.
Maybe we need to figure out how to fix that shit.
We can't.
I'm saying maybe we do.
We can't, because the minute you figure that out, it's going to become okay.
Well, I'm not saying like fix it in the sense of
The minute you prove that this is genetic, there will be movements left and right. There are already movements without it to legalize.
I'm not saying you have to prove it's genetic. I'm just saying figure out a way to fix it.
Well, to figure out a way to fix it, you have to figure out what's wrong. And if it goes down that rabbit hole where it's genetic, game over.
I think it's
They don't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole, bro.
Like-
Just like they would never touch it with a 10-foot pole. That are even though the data is out there that on average, women are smarter than men, but on both ends, men are the dumbest and the smartest in the world. They will not touch it with a 10-foot pole, even though the research is there.
Anyways,
or
beyond
the
that
idea,
though, I don't think that this is what should be happening. These guys getting smacked and fucking
no,
beat up
100%.
They
They should be
that's
prosecuted
not
within
right.
a full law.
I don't think that's right either.
Yeah.
And,
If these vigilantes are able to do this shit, then the government should be able to do this shit.
right.
And all they need is one team, maybe 10 people.
It's so easy to catch these motherfuckers too.
Very easy.
It's so easy.
I was on Patrick Bet-David's podcast, and there was this kid that used to be a hacker. Now he's created this company that, anyway, and he's like, let me show you how easy this is. And he goes onto this Hangouts chat, I think it was.
I've seen what you're talking about.
Yeah, and he types in a message, and there's like fucking
Instantly, people. And he put. I was like, I think I know what you're talking about. It was on PBDs. He put like, I'm a 13-year-old girl,
Yep.
like all
they
that
kept
shit,
talking.
and instantly kept talking. Yeah, I mean, it's very easy to catch these motherfuckers. But yeah, I keep seeing all these videos with Tally, and there's a bunch of guys doing that shit right now. I mean, bro, I saw one. They were in the store, and it was like this tiny Asian guy, and I mean, it sounds weird that we're defending these people, but like, bro, they're getting beat up. Like,
Mhm.
I don't
They
agree
are
with
getting beat
I
up,
don't
yeah.
agree with cruel and unusual punishment. I don't agree with that shit.
Yeah,
But-
they give me.
If they were smarter,
But there's nothing they can do.
They are able to just walk off. They're able to
Yeah,
leave.
right. These guys are getting chased down
Yes,
in these
no,
stores,
they can,
bro. Literally, like I've seen these videos of the guys, like,
Yeah.
and these fucking pedo catchers are smart. They have two people with them at all times. It's not
Yeah.
only one dude ever, right? And one dude's fucking behind him at all times, ready. Like one dude tried to take off, bro. The guy smacked him. He ran into the aisles, like the shelves in the aisle. Boom. He kept running. The dude that was
Hit him
recording.
with a cart to stop him.
Yeah, he hit him with a car. He kept running. The dude goes, whoop, I missed. And he tried to swing at him. And then he fucking like fell at the front of the store.
Yeah.
And they're screaming, we have a pedophile. He's trying to run away. He's trying to talk to a 13-year-old girl. Like trying to get other people to help. And bro, like, dude, I saw one. They got this guy. They picked the guy from behind. Like when he came out to him, like, are you looking for this person? What are you talking about? Bro, are you trying to talk to kids? Instantly, the dude behind him picked him up, tossed him 2 feet in the air, and then the dude holding the camera smacked him into the aisle. Fucking straight up WWE shit.
Yeah. But the thing is that the cops cannot do anything about it. Even if they catch him in action, cops cannot arrest him. They'll just take him out of the situation and let him go.
The pedophiles?
Yeah.
Yeah. The cops, I've seen that happen where they call them the cops and like they
There's
can't
nothing
really
you can do.
much.
Yeah, it's all hearsay.
Yeah.
It's all hearsay.
They just get bonded out the next day.
Yeah. It's all hearsay, man. Like for them to prove that this is actually happening, they need like concrete investigation.
Wait,
and shit
another
like that.
thing too is like, well, if you come to the evidence, like, oh, we made him believe we're doing. Was he actually?
Mhm.
No. Okay, so there's no like.
Like he came to talk to someone, but it doesn't mean they were trying to sleep. Like you have to catch him in action, trying to fucking physically sleep with them. You know, and that's what Vitaly was doing.
So like the whole thing, I guess, that would come down to in court is like, yes, it's illegal to solicit children. in general, right?
Yeah.
For anything. But they weren't actually soliciting a child.
Correct.
And so when it comes to facts, they thought they were, but were they actually? No, right?
Yeah.
It's like if
the
you
best ways to fuck them over is basically, I saw this video of this guy. He was like, "All right, let's call your wife," and then they called the wife. And they told them what was going on, and she's like, "All right, pick up your shit. You're done."
like it's like
Well,
it's
it
like
doesn't
if they
really
put
matter.
You,
He probably didn't even care about the wife anyway.
It's like if they put you in a
The guy
simulator.
was crying, like bawling out. He had kids,
Who
too.
cares? He's gonna move to fucking Thailand. It'll be fucking fun.
It's like if they put you in a simulator and they made you believe it was real, right?
Mhm.
And then somehow got you into the situation where they're like, okay, he has the opportunity to rob a bank, and then you do it, and then he's like, oh shit, wait, this was all a simulator? Yeah, that's a simulator,
Right?
and you're going to jail. It's like, but I didn't even actually rob a bank, but you tried it, you thought you were. You
Yeah.
know, it's kind of like the same
Like the
mentality
Ender's
behind
Game?
that. And I don't agree with it, right? Like, these guys were actually soliciting children. They thought they were, and that's extremely wrong. And they should go to jail. I think they should.
Yeah.
Right? And I think in a case like that, it should be enough evidence. It
Yeah.
should. If I, whatever reason, fucking go and make that little account and do this thing where I find these pedophiles and I get them to meet up with me, and at the same time I call a cop and have the cop there and then show the cop this evidence, I think that should be good enough. Like, bro, he thought he was coming to fuck a 13-year-old. He thought that shit. But it's not. That's not how the law works.
I think one of the reasons why they're smacking these people is because they know the law's not going to do anything to them.
Well, the law could. If
The
that
law
guy
could.
pressed charges, it could. It's just the guy wouldn't press charges.
It could, but yeah, like that's just not how it should be done, bro.
Yeah. They would just.
We should, like we're.
It's
I'm
just
not-
like with
we're
domestic.
not fucking Daredevil and Spider-Man out here, bro.
Yeah, it's just like with domestic violence. It's usually both partners are beating the shit out of each other.
That happens a lot.
That's the situation. And in a lot of cases, they found that women will actually initiate the beating at first, and then they get smacked back. Like, are there dudes? We're not condoning any of this shit. Are there dudes that will go
Just
out there
straight
and
up, yeah,
give them
doing
the
only
5-finger
beating?
sandwich?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, of course. But
These hands are rated E for everything.
yeah, and but a lot of times guys don't press charges for it, right?
Yeah.
So
You hit like a bitch.
Bro, I mean, I'll say this.
you ever had a girl like come out there and then playfully like smack you, or get mad at you and smack you? That's literally what domestic violence is, right there.
So, like, I'll say this, you know, when girls, when they get emotional, right, they act out, when they get emotional and decide to act out doing something like that, I don't think they realize, like, what's going on in their head, because, like...
But Joe is right, because your emotions get involved in that, right? Like, but the thing that the way the system is built, we can't go off of emotions, right? That's why that's considered vigilante. Now, do we agree with all that shit? Yeah, I don't even have my own daughter or my son, but I agree with it. You know what I mean? But there's got to be a better way to this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, see, I don't know if I'll feel that way. I get what you're saying, and you know, but at the end of the day, like, it's not their place to be doing this, and it's also like not morally right. I mean, to be beat like cruel. Yeah, the whole point of
But I get
law,
Joe. He's saying if that happens to your own kid.
Yeah, if that happened to my own kid, I'm gonna put a bullet in him.
Yeah.
Right.
Period.
I'll spend the rest of my days in jail.
Yeah.
I'll spend the rest of my days. But that's my own.
We're comedians, guys. He's not saying anything.
Allegedly.
We're comedians. It's a comedy show. We're comedians.
I get what you're saying when it's like your own story, but you have to look at things in a wider perspective. You know, it's not always just your story, right? So,
no, I get it, but it's a hard pill to swallow.
It is, and it feels weird talking about it in the form that I'm talking about it, because, dude, these people are fucked up, like, badly.
That's what I'm saying. This is why the LGBTQ will never get genetic testing to say that there's something genetically there, because the minute that happens, then that means the PDF files have to get also accepted. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many things that are not happening because of one or the other one, right? So it's a tough one. Like, you know, these are the questions. These are the gray areas.
At the end of the day, you talk about this a lot, like evolutionary psychology. It's nature and nurture.
Yeah, for sure.
So I believe that not all of us could be a serial killer, but a lot of us could have been if we were raised in a certain environment.
100%,
right?
yeah.
And then there's the other end of the spectrum too. Doesn't matter what the fuck you do with that kid, he's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right? So
they're already growing up torturing animals and shit. You know what I mean?
Right. So it's just.
But most prolific serial killers in the world where they grew up in some situation where they're either abused by a mother, by a father, stepfather.
Right. And that's where I was gonna go too. Is in majority of the cases, it usually is like the nurture.
Yeah.
The nurture that plays the largest the largest fact. Mickey, you can't distract me like.
I have a question, boys. Smash or pass?
Spit it out.
I plead the fifth, which he knows what that means.
Jay,
What about it? Would I?
yeah.
What am I, chopped liver? Bruh, if it's a slow Wednesday, I would have too. Who cares?
Really?
Yes.
Jay does not judge. Right?
Nah, man, I'm one of those I'm one
You know
of
how I
those
say
amigos que no perdona.
You know how big. Yeah, we say big girls need love too. Jay will do them all, bro. All of it.
They all need loving.
They all need love.
What if I tell you?
And Jay is here to provide.
What if I tell you that has a bigger cock than you?
God damn it, Mickey. Why are you doing that to a nigga, bro? Why you gotta do that, bro?
Now, see, that's different. That's different. Now, I wouldn't.
Now I can't trust you, bro.
Yeah, now I can't trust you.
Now I can't
And
trust
another
you,
thing,
bro.
why would
That's
you know
fucked
this?
up.
This is what I want to know.
That's fucked up.
How and
nigga.
why would you know
That's
this?
fucked up. You just did that to us, all right?
That's
All right.
fucked up, huh? Fucked your night up, boy.
Yeah, you did. But hey, listen. Sometimes you gotta look skin deep.
I forgot who I was watching a video today, and they did that same shit to a guy, and he's like, you know, she's got a thing, right? And the guy said, "Fuck it, I don't care if it looks like that."
Nah, man. Nah.
It's
Oh,
fucked up,
shit.
bro.
Yeah.
It's fucked
Well,
up.
here's a question: should someone that's like Transformer, if they're going on a date, reveal that they're a Transformer?
I don't fucking know, bro. I
I
don't
said
know.
if they're going on a
Whatever.
date, should they reveal that they're
That they're a
trans?
Transformer
Whatever
prior
you
to the
want, I
date?
guess.
For sure. Yes.
Yes. Right.
100%.
Otherwise that would be considered as assault, right?
Yeah, if I get there and I see that it's yes,
It's fucking assault.
Assault.
it would.
Yeah,
be
bro. Sexual assault. SA.
I didn't know that.
Well, bro, what you mean? If you don't know what you're getting yourself into,
But what if you didn't ask?
but if you didn't ask, well, you look at the dinner here. By the way, real quick, let's get this out of the way. Are you?
You didn't ask.
Get the fuck out of
You
here,
didn't
bro.
ask,
I'm
bro.
sorry, man.
You didn't ask
First of all,
what's on the menu.
I don't. First of all,
Yeah, you didn't ask what was on the menu, bro. You just showed up and said, "I'll take chef's choice."
Hot dog.
first
Hot
of
dogs
all,
and buns, baby.
first of all, that's dangerous as fuck. People get killed for that shit. Number one.
I get that.
Number
That's
one.
why I'm saying it would be assault, because if I get there,
I'm assaulting
this
that bitch.
motherfucker is- yes. I'm
Oh
assaulting.
my god.
Yeah. So.
Imagine you drive 40 miles and she's got a dick.
Oh hell no! Drive
Bro.
40 miles? Nah.
Let's just say
Nah.
theoretically you drive for 40 miles and you get there.
Theoretically.
She's getting around. A roundhouse kicked her fucking chin.
Theoretically, I'm seeing some before I drive out far. There's no fucking way.
Shit, if she got a if
Jay, for a 10.
if it's got a rack like that, I mean, just at least show me the rack.
Nah, bro, you gotta get on that FaceTime first.
Show me the goods.
FaceTime video, yeah, yo.
Show
I
me the
gotta
goods
see
before I
some.
head over.
This is such a crime, bro.
Who is this, bro?
It's a dude.
But how do you know
Clearly.
this?
Because
Well,
I
that-
was watching Flagrant and they had them on the podcast because Derek Poston apparently is a big fan of journey porn. And apparently she's one of the greatest ones. Look, it sneaks out a little bit there. You can see it.
Bro. Come on, bro. Damn, bro.
I can't wait to ask Arthur.
If you bought a Ferrari online and picked up a Honda, you'd be really pissed off. Same thing about the Transformers.
Alright, we're in an hour.
Or you saw the guy, he ordered a drill from Temu, and they just sent him a picture
Yeah.
of the drill. It was like a printout of the picture and the exact picture they had in the Temu advertisement. It's just a fucking printout of that picture, like this big, that came in a fucking box. Oh my god, yeah, I'd be pissed too. Get a Ferrari, pick up a Honda.
But there was another thing I want to talk about. So, Oh, I watched this whole thing about cheaters versus people that got cheated on
Mm-hmm.
by Jubilee, and it was fucking weird, man. Like these cheaters were out there and somehow justifying their fucking cheating.
You ready? You want to know something? The Jubilee and Vice and all those shits that they do, like, oh, 10 of this and 10 of this, have them talk. I realize that shit doesn't work.
No.
Because the average person is fucking stupid and doesn't know how to talk and doesn't know how to explain
Correct.
their story or their side correctly.
These are usually people handpicked.
And so it's hard to watch those things because it's like, damn, like, especially when you see a hard mixed match, like, damn, like, that guy's educated and this fucker's not, and it's like, well, what if the fucker is right? And it's like you're as a non-educated person, you're fighting an educated one, even though they're on the wrong side. The educated one's gonna sound
fucking take
a
you to
lot
school.
better and take you to school
Yeah.
more than likely. They're gonna be ready. They're gonna have their facts ready.
Yeah. So there was another one where it was like wealthy against minimum wage earners, and there was one guy there, and he was talking against, right, and he was kind of talking shit, and he ended up telling the black guy that was also in the mix that it's the system, that's why he has no money. After the black guy came out and said, hey, listen, the reason I made only this much money last year because I had a lot of investments and people screwed me over, and I'm right now currently in a battle in a court system. I'm actually not one of you fucking brokies. Basically he told that, and the kid pretty much tried to fucking lecture him how he should look into that the system is oppressing him. And this kid was clearly like very socialistic communist ideas. And then they're like, well, I'm a teacher. I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. This is who's teaching the kids? Like, you as a teacher should not be on either side of the aisle. You should be very, very moderate, right dead smack in the fucking middle. You should teach both and let the people choose what it is. But when you're going in with those kind of fucking ideas, that to me is fucking crazy. That's crazy. Can you imagine your kid goes to school and gets indoctrinated by someone that's not even family, has nothing to do with your kid?
I wouldn't want an extremist from either side.
Either side,
even
man.
the side, even if I was a person to pick a side, I wouldn't want someone from my side that's an extremist.
Correct.
Teaching my
100%. And this kid was clearly an extremist on the left-hand side, right? Like very far left.
Go back to the cheating thing. You said that they were like the cheaters were justifying that
It's
shit.
pretty much justifying.
It's crazy, man. I seen a video the other day where this guy confronts his girlfriend, and she goes, "Well, it's just how I'm made."
Yeah,
like, I'm a female and I need this and that. And then
oh
he
yeah,
goes,
so that I was
goes,
ovulating. She said I was ovulating, bro.
And then he goes, "Well, all right. Well, I'm gonna just tell you, I cheated on you." Like he said, like the day, like months ago or a couple of years, whatever it was. And she looks at him with the most devastated face and goes, "Steven," like, or whatever his name was. It's like, bitch, after you just were trying to plead with him of how you needed it because your body was telling you,
bro, the girls
you
will
don't
come
have
out with
test, bitch. You don't even.
Yeah, they'll come up with the dumbest excuse why they cheated, bro. Like at that point, you don't even want that guy.
Cheaters in general, man. Cheaters in general.
Not in general. I think dudes, like, if I were to cheat, I'd be like, listen, this is my nature as a man. Like, it just happened. I fell into it. What do you want me to do? Your ass,
into the pussy.
yeah, your ass and your boobs look much
Slick.
better. I don't give a fuck about the bitch. I don't even know her name. I don't know what you're complaining about. But with the girls, it's not like that, man. Are there girls that can do that? Yes, but majority of them cannot. And there's like the history of humankind proves that, right?
No, I mean, a cheater in general is gonna find a way to fucking give excuses.
Well, that's the whole thing. If you're gonna fucking cheat, just set the stage correctly right off the get go and be like, listen, once in a while I might go out with the boys. Shit might fucking happen. Are you okay with that? You know what I mean? If she's not okay, move on, get another one.
Well, yeah, we'll wrap up for today, guys. Appreciate everyone joining us. Joe, we appreciate you staying interactive with us in the chat. Love all your comments. And
we should make Joe a fucking moderator.
Yeah, go ahead and moderate, Joe.
By the way, Joe is down to come out to the pod.
Yeah.
I already talked to him. Maybe we'll bring him in on Tuesday.
There you go. Just give him standard, yeah. Yeah, there you go. Now you're going to have a little icon next to your name, Joe. Or you should, at least. All right. Thank you guys for joining us. And we will see you guys next week on Tuesday.
Peace.
See you.